Doing a TikTok live today, answering questions thoroughly. That's number one. Okay, gonna be making my /lunch/dinner. So I'm gonna be doing that. I think I'm gonna make maybe some roll-ups, and I might do something with potato. I'm still thinking about it. So, but you're only gonna be able to see it on TikTok live, and so that's coming up pretty soon. But you guys, and not because I don't love you guys and want to be on here, just so you guys know, 50% of the stuff I do on here is censored. If I say something a little too far, they just kick everybody off, and then the numbers go from like 1,800 or 2,700 down to 1,800 down to 1,400 down to 1,000. So that's why. So I've been going to TikTok and Medical Medium podcast at Apple Podcast, which is uncensored. Yeah. Anyway, good to see you guys. I'm happy you're here. Jennifer McCall. Hey, you're edited. You're the best. But y'all answer some questions though why I'm on here. So I will answer some questions why I'm on here too. And but letting everybody know that I'm going to be on TikTok live. It's just, shortly I'm going to go from here to IG live, and then boom, right on TikTok live, the whole bit. So and there's Pamela Living Good Morgan says best food and supplements to heal PCOS. Okay, so when it comes down to PCOS, what people don't know is that what research and science doesn't know. It's so sad. And if you might be someone that's like, oh, don't say nothing bad about research and science. Well, that's funny, because there's millions of people sick and laying in their beds, sick and going to doctors and fatigued and don't have answers, and the research and science hasn't saved them. It's really a sad situation out there, and we got to do everything we can to get people better. We can't wait 50 years in hopes that research does a test study that determines something about something so someone's PCOS can go away. Like what? You'll be 100 years old by the time research and science actually figures anything out about PCOS. So anyway, enough with like the sarcasm and stuff, but it's truth. It's true. It's true. Everything I said. It's just... So anyway, with PCOS, it's a viral condition. It's Epstein-Barr virus. Epstein-Barr virus, it is from the mono, and PCOS is a result of that. The Epstein-Barr gets into the ovaries. That's the whole point. Creates the fluid-filled ovarian cysts, and it creates a disturbance hormonally, and that's what Epstein-Barr can do. And a lot of women have Epstein-Barr in different places in their body. They'll have it in their thyroids. They'll have PCOS and their thyroid and thyroiditis or hypothyroid and all that. Best supplements are antiviral. You want to go antiviral, you guys. The supplements I use, personally, I'll do a show on that someday. It's the Vimergy stuff and a couple of other things too that I personally use. But Cleanse to Heal is a place you can find about PCOS, find out what the cause is, a little bit more in depth, what to do, dosages of supplements. PCOS is no joke. People need to take that serious in the industry. And they don't understand what it's like to have that unless they're a woman that actually is suffering from it or living with it or struggling with it. And when people are in the industry and the industry is all fine and no one's, living in their shoes, then no one really cares. They just don't want to really discover truly what's going on. Pressing Prince is here. Hello. Love your TikTok videos. You're amazing. Pressing Prince, I'm glad you're here today. Awesome. So it's a good day when you're here. It's a good day because when I see you come up. Are you going to do another music video on TikTok? I'm going to see, one day at a time. I think I will be doing more, but you got to go to TikTok to actually see them. And I'm not going to be posting them. You guys, I was just posting them this week. That's it. So the TikTok videos, I was only posting them this week. The one that was posted today, I'm just posting them this week, but I'm not going to be posting the TikTok videos on Facebook and not going to be posting them on IG either. So that's just this week. Just letting you know, and the only way to see those is to go there and see them. But I'm going to be on these lives, and I'm going to be making my lunch/dinner. I'm going to be talking about how healing those foods are. So I'm going to be making that. I'm going to be answering questions thoroughly. Michelle Schoffer says, you talk about coffee and caffeine, but not organic decaf. Can I drink that? Well, decaffeinated coffee has caffeine, so it just has a little less. So you got to think about that. So decaffeinated coffee is just a little bit less. And so what that means is, so if you have a big cup of decaf, you're really having a half cup of regular coffee for caffeine wise. So it's like, so if you're doing a nice big mug of decaf coffee, a nice big mug, you're really doing a good old big cup of coffee, regular coffee, caffeine wise. So it all depends if you want caffeine out of your life. Did you hear the caffeine episode, Medical Meme Podcast at Apple Podcast? You guys, I did that podcast for you. It's the docu-series on podcasts. It's at Apple Podcasts. It's uncensored. There's 17 episodes, 5 meditations to heal: the moon meditation, the brain meditation, free as a bird meditation, the fruit picking meditation, the stargazing meditation, and then the potato episode, and then the apple cider vinegar episode, the B12 episode, anxiety episode, the neurological symptoms episode, and brain fog episode. The list goes on. You should really check it out. Really check it out if you get a chance. Adrenal issues. Okay, Rhonda says adrenal issues, dark circles under the eyes. Well, dark circles under the eyes, here's what happens when your adrenals get tired. When your adrenals get tired, you get more dehydrated. That can kind of give you a little bit of problems underneath the eyes. The other thing about underneath the eyes is the liver. So that's the liver. So that's what that is. So, and when your liver's stagnant and sluggish. So, and the other thing about dark circles under eyes, if you're tired, like me, I'll definitely get some shadows under there. Last night I slept 3 hours. Been working full bore. Some days I work 20 hours a day. Some days I work 19 hours a day. I got 5 hours the other night, 3 hours last night. Tonight I'm hoping to get 6 if I'm lucky, but I'm going to be working late. So just got too much to do right now. So so I might get a little shady under the eyes, but if you're getting the dark circles in the eyes, liver, that's the big one. If you're rested, liver and adrenals too, but mostly liver. That's the big one there, because when your blood gets toxic, the skin is really thin underneath your eyes, really thin. So when your blood gets toxic, it shows through the thin skin underneath your eyes. That's how it works. Talked about it in Liver Rescue, by the way, you guys. My book, Liver Rescue. This is Cleanse to Heal. That's my Liver Rescue. But I'm doing more TickTock videos, letting you know. So I'm doing a lot more TickTock videos. I'm working on them. But I won't be reposting those TickTock videos on IG and Facebook. So I won't be doing that. That's not going to be happening in the future. You guys might be noticing that I'm posting those TikTok videos. I'm going to be doing lots of TikTok videos, but I might not be posting them so much or at all coming up. So follow me on TikTok so you can see them. But also, most importantly, follow me on TikTok so you can get notifications for the lives, because I'm going to be answering questions thoroughly. I'm going to be eating lunch with you guys, and we're going to be shooting the because I'm actually not censored on there. So who knows what we're going to talk about. Just letting you know. Got some lemon balm tea right now. Aaron Stewart says, how can I get rid of chronic candida? Fungus for 30 years on my feet. So when it comes down to candida, when it comes down to fungus of any kind and it's on your feet, any kind of fungus that's on your feet, you definitely want to address it with immune system. You want your immune system stronger. Zinc deficiencies is why people get feet fungus. It's zinc deficiencies. We walk around through life with the zinc deficiency, and then we can catch anything. We can sit on a public toilet seat, pick up a variety of strep, some antibiotic resistant strep somebody else has, right off the toilet seat, right off out of the water. Someone goes to the bathroom in that toilet, it's got strep all floating around. They flush it, it goes down, but the strep just clings to the side, or it's still in the water, it comes back up from the flush. Then you go on that toilet, you start going to the bathroom, and it splashes, and that water splashes up, goes under your tush there, and boom, you got some streptococcus. But if your zinc is good, then your immune system is going to be really, really strong, and it's just going to annihilate it, hopefully, before it could get anywhere. Say it goes with foot fungus. It's like if your zinc is low, your immune system's been down for years, and you're eating foods that feed bad fungus. I don't think that's probably a candida, but candida is not the kind of fungus that's on feet. I think That's what they'll say, but really there's all these other types of fungus that are on the feet, and they're not candida. There are a whole bunch of other ones. So yeah, so much to talk about, you guys. Can you speak on third nerve palsy and the eyelid shutting? Yeah, the whole palsy thing, the shingles virus is real. You know, anybody I've ever known with any kind of Bell's palsy, anything like that, where it wasn't there before and you end up getting it, where there's a droop and all of a sudden there's like this droop and you're like that, or your eyes drooping down like this, and it's just happening. And I've helped doctors for years about this. And in fact, medical medium information is the only information that put out there in the world that Bell's palsy, shingles related. And now there's people that go into doctors' offices out there. There's no science to prove it. There's no science research that proves Bell's palsy is from shingles, but there's doctors all over the country and the world now that are saying it's shingles because of medical medium information without having some study. It's just really amazing how it works. Like Katie Warren. Hey, Katie, you're here. You're here today. Loving your TikToks. They're so great. Thank you. Thank you for following TikTok. Following me on there. Thanks for being there. I hope you're at the live today. I think you're going to be at the live today because I could have sworn you were at the live the other day, a couple days ago. So yeah, so much good stuff, you guys, to talk about. So anyway, a couple of things. These are big things. These aren't silly things, right? These are big things I'm talking about right here, okay? Really big things. Number one, I put out a podcast to recover in people's health and change their lives. Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. It's not a coffee talk where, hey, come on, and we'll shoot the breeze about some health topics. And next, what's the next guest? Bring on another guest. Oh, what are you doing? You're doing fecal implants. Okay, I've got a specialist on there talking about fecal implants. Okay, that person's gone. Next thing, you got another person talking about something else, and that person's gone. That's not what this is. And then nobody gets better. Nobody gets better. You grab a tidbit. You might grab a little tip. Nobody gets better. This is the Medical Medium Podcast. 17 episodes. There's information packed in there. You just have to listen, and it's for free. Free. Everything's free. Free. Yeah, I'll be on probably the side of a river in a hay bed with no shoes on, freezing in hypothermia, with no roof over my head because everything's been free for 6 years now. Meaning, like, as far as like anything I'm doing on this kind of stuff. Debbie says, I don't drink coffee and I still have major hair loss. Please help. So what happens is, did you drink any coffee, eat any chocolate, drink any matcha tea, any black tea throughout the years? Because the hair loss comes later and it all falls out and went with women. The greatest joke ever played on women, which is the sickest joke by the industry. Get them addicted to caffeine. Get them addicted to chocolate. Get them addicted to caffeine throughout their life. This way, their hair falls out later because it just does because of it. Because the adrenals lose their hormones, and then the hair follicles die. And then women lose their hair. Now, maybe you didn't have chocolate ever in your life. Maybe you didn't have caffeine ever in your life, and you got some hair loss there. Well, then you're still losing the hormone in the adrenal for other reasons, and we got to talk about that. And sluggish liver, low-grade viral issues. You're not taking care of your adrenals. You're not eating enough meaning you're not eating enough snacks for adrenals. There's all kinds of reasons. So keep that in mind. I talk all about that in the information, and maybe a bad event happened in your life, a divorce, a betrayal, someone stabbed you in the back and twisted the knife too hard, and which is terrible because that's what happens out there. Maybe a couple of emotional bullets hit you because that happens every day out there. Broken trust, dear Lord. Broken trust, betrayal, broken heart, everything, and losses. That could also knock the hair off your head years later, like 3 years later, 5 years later from a stressful event. I have a friend who had a big breakup, a big relationship breakup for her, and she was devastated. It was 3 years ago, and her hair was just falling out 2 years later after that. Because your adrenals are running from the emotional event all the time. And if you're somebody who does caffeine, your adrenals are running during the caffeine, and boom, that hair's gonna go. For women, it hinges on these things. Sure, a piece of chocolate's harmless, I get it. A cup of coffee's harmless, an espresso's harmless, sure, but the hair falls out later. And no one wants to know. No one cares. Or no one, I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest thing, but these things happen. Anyway, but we got to physically support ourselves, okay? And get it free at the library if you want, okay? Like I said, everything's free. Deanna Dia, but you can get it on Amazon. Deanna's here, so that's cool. Good to see Jennifer Fry's here today. Recognize all the faces. So yeah, so, and Lorraine, she's here too, so great that, great, so great going on. So I want to say hi to Lorraine L. Glad she's here today. Amazing. Trisha Marie's here. Trisha, you're here, and then you're on the Instagram, and then I saw you on the TickTock live. We're live right now, you guys. We're live right now. Michelle L. Crazy, you're here. Amazing. That's crazy. I can't believe it, because every time I see you here, then I go, okay, she's here. She's really, really smart about medical meme information, like a lot of you guys are. A lot of you guys might not know the medical meme information, and you're here, and you're like, oh, I tried a little celery juice, and that's about it. But Michelle really knows it. Lorraine does, too. So, Leslie, I drink coffee and have no hair loss. Yeah, this is stupid. You. That's really funny. Well, here's how it works, okay? You can drink coffee for 5 years and not have hair loss. You can drink it for 2 years. You can drink it for 6 years, 7 years. You can drink it a little longer. But it comes later. And it comes later for anybody. And the timing doesn't always have to be the same. I've seen 20-year-olds drink it for a couple of years, and it all comes out when they're 25, 27. They're at these autoimmune doctors. They don't know what's wrong. Alopecia is starting. And you can drink it for 10, 15 years, 18 years and keep your hair. But when you're now 65, it's all going to fall out. And then you're wearing like a wig. And then you're going to be laughing at me then maybe and say, oh, he was so stupid. But, remember me when the hair comes out down the road. And you remember... When you remember me then you can say, wait a minute, he probably has answers to fix it. So, yeah, I get it. Anyway, much love and light. Incredible. All the praying hands. Amazing. Stacy Nesbitt, struggling with acne real bad. Acne's really, really annoying. I've tried celery juice and it was working. So it was working, but now I feel like I'm back to square one, please. Okay, Stacy, look. I'll give you a couple of yeses and nos on stuff, all right? But you might be like upset for a second. You might be like, AW, I don't do that one food. But you might say, oh, AW, I do that one food. So let's just, we'll play that game for a couple of seconds. So, Stacy, okay, no nutritional yeast, right? You're keeping that out there, away, completely. Nutritional yeast will bring that acne back on and off. It'll just, acne be going good, and your celery juice is trying to stop the acne, but then a little nutritional yeast and some little treat or some kind of thing thrown on a food or at a friend's house, and boom, the acne's going to come back. That's one. Are you doing any apple cider vinegar? And you might be yelling at me right now behind the scenes here and be like, AW, I'm not doing those, but you might be. So I'm just throwing this out. Apple cider vinegar. Are you doing any of that along the way? That's going to bring the acne back. It really is. It's good topically for acne. I like apple cider vinegar topically. I talk about that in the apple cider vinegar show at Medical Meme Podcast at Apple Podcast. I talk about that then, okay? There. So you've got to check out the episode. And I'm going to do an acne, Stacy, I'm going to do an acne episode. I really am. I'm going to do one, and I'm going to do one as soon as I can. Okay, so Stacy, you're not doing eggs, right? Because that's going to bring the acne back too. You're not doing eggs like at all right now, right? Not once a month, not once every 2 weeks, because that's going to bring the acne. You do eggs once a week, going to bring butter, cheese, milk, any of that? Are you away from butter, cheese, milk? Gluten? Did you have gluten 2 weeks ago? The acne's going to come back. Did you have chocolate? Chocolate's another one. And if you eat a lot of grains, different kinds of grains, the acne could come back. These are just some of the things. But the celery juice is trying to battle any of that too, for one. And then, can you do anything like, can you help it with any kind of protocol? Have you looked into like Cleanse to Heal? Have you looked into any of the protocol back here? I'm wondering, do I even have acne in here? And I'm pretty sure I do. But I'm going to go back here really quick and look. I got so many moving parts these days, you guys. I to keep track of it all, it's almost getting kind of funny. Okay, we're in the A's over acne, okay? So talk about the true cause and the supplements here too. So in the acne section, these are all the supplements and dosages and stuff you can always try. So not only are you going to do the celery juice, but you can always try something in here. You could bring it to your doctor, whatever, to talk to him about it. But yeah, so those are some of the things that you got to be cautious about. But Stacy, just keep the celery going. If you want, you can up the celery juice too a little bit. I wish I had one on me right now. Fern Morgan, really good to see you. Glad you're here. I thank God for you, Anthony. Look, I thank God for you because you're taking care of yourself. You're doing things. I'm currently in a moldy apartment. Any advice for moving into a new home? I want to heal from mold and don't know how to clean my belongings and what to take with me. I'm vegan. Whoa, you're vegan? That's incredible. And I'm using 32 ounces of celery juice. Whoa. That's a perfect amount of celery juice. Really, it is. That's so great. You're doing the zinc, you're doing the lemon balm, you're doing the L-lysine, cat's claw, and spirulina. Fantastic, because you're keeping your immune system strong, so the mold doesn't break down your immune system. That's what you're doing. So Fern, did you hear my mold episode? You probably heard that from Medical Immune Podcast at Apple Podcasts. So what you're doing is you're doing your celery juice, which is keeping your immune system strong, right? It's also cleaning up any mold in your system that could come in. That's incredible. You're doing your zinc to keep your immune system strong so you don't react to the mold, because that'll help stop you reacting to the mold. And you're doing the lemon balm, which is really important for the nerves too, because mold can start bothering things. L-lysine, capsule, it's incredible. So these are antivirals. So you're doing these antivirals to protect your immune system so that mold doesn't trigger something inside of you. So that's really smart, Fern. I'm really proud of you. I really am. So so anyway, you guys, I just want to remind you, we're going to TickTock in a little while, a little later. I'm going to IG in a little bit. Then we're going to TickTock. But right now we'll stay on here and we'll talk a little bit for one more minute. So Fern, the belongings thing is really, is tough. What some of the tricks that I've seen is you put some stuff outside when the weather's really nice. You can keep some of it in storage if you have to until then, but the weather's nice, you can put things outside. And I noticed that when they're outside, in the sun, in the fresh air, sometimes it kind of breaks it down and it starts to diminish it. It's one little technique. It depends on how moldy everything got. How moldy is it really? Is it so moldy? Is it a mold you had tested in the house? And is it a really bad mold out of all the molds? Or is it really the usual that everybody has kind of sprinkled about on everything? So all these things are something to think about. I'm going to talk about mold more eventually too, so I could give you more insight on that. Carrie Ford said lemon balm and Hashimoto's. Yeah, of course. Lemon balm's important for Hashimoto's. You guys, I'm going to IG Live now for a couple of minutes. I'll be on there and then going to TikTok Live. I'm going to make myself lunch and dinner. I think I'm going to make some roll-ups again. I made some nori roll-ups yesterday on the TikTok Live. I did them with dulse and banana and some other stuff. I had scallions in there. So I made that. I don't know if you guys missed it, but I'm going to do it again, but something different and maybe something else too I think I'm going to make. All right, guys, got my lemon balm tea right now. I love you and hang in there. Bless your heart, truly. Know that I got your back and pat yourself on the back, okay? You're a good person. You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. You're dealing with symptoms. I saw David Witchin. Good to see you. And Lorraine L. Okay, you guys. Bless your heart. I'll see you.